Eileen, please start the recording. Good morning. I'm Stephen Datz, Chair of the Awards Committee. I'd like to call the June 2nd, 2022 awards meeting to order. We have a physical quorum represented by Joe Orfano, Hai Vu, and myself. We also have Laura Shepis and Ricky Erickson joining us online. The Office of General Counsel is represented by Rebecca Levy. Budget is represented by Lori Whitmer. And before we begin reviewing today's agenda, I'll note that there isn't anyone physically present for public comment. Eileen, did you receive any public comment via email?
None at this time.
Thank you. Let the record show we did not receive any public comment. I'll pause for a moment to allow callers joining us online to unmute and speak up. Hearing no comments, we'll proceed with today's regular agenda. We have items 1 through 6 that have been reviewed by Procurement and Budget. These items are now ready to be reviewed by the Awards Committee, beginning with item 1, representing the minutes from May 26, 2022 Awards Committee meeting. Are there any comments or corrections to be discussed? Okay, may I get a motion to approve award item 1?
Joe Orfano, so moved.
And a second?
Hai Vu, second.
We have a motion from Joe Orfano, a second from Hai Vu. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Minutes are approved as presented. I'll pass it over to Jenny McCollum, our Chief Procurement Officer, to walk us through each of the remaining items before I ask for a motion, beginning with item 2.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 2 is a contract increase. This is for engineering services for the Southwest Water Reclamation Facility expansion. CDM Smith Inc. is our recommended awardee in the amount of $1,152,507. We expect this project to be completed in August of 2025. And this contract increase is for services during construction. So it should be noted the construction schedule has been extended by 53 weeks from what originally was estimated. So this amendment will ensure that the appropriate project/quality management of their, construction services, the inspector services are available through the construction period. I'll note that there is a small amount of this award amount that brought SWA back to the original amount for any changes that might come up that are needed during construction as well. And lastly, I'll note the hourly rate for this amendment was increased by CPI, which is allowed by their contract. I'm going to pause there and ask if you guys have any questions or comments. All right, seeing none, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 2?
Hai Vu, so moved.
And a second?
Joe Orfano, second.
We have a motion from Hai Vu, a second from Joe Orfano. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it over to Jenny to present award item 3.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 3 is an invitation for bid. This is for material installation, commissioning, and maintenance services for digital distributed antenna system in our new JEA headquarters. This will serve as a critical part of both carrier, cellular, and enterprise infrastructure by creating a partnership between the parties to ensure that cellular customers of carriers such as Verizon, T-Mobile, et cetera, are able to reliably utilize their services within the building. I'll note that this solicitation also includes ongoing maintenance and support for 5 years. Our recommended awardee is TypeGen Technologies, Inc. in the amount of $399,059.35. We are estimating this project to be completed in September of this year, and then following that would be the 5-year maintenance. We originally only received one bid. We reached out to all of the bidders that were on our bidders list, and only one other one was able and willing to submit. So we extended it to be able to capture and increase competition. So we knew that this project was a little unique in scope. We don't really have any other projects to compare this to from a competition standpoint. But we did our best to get as many bids as we could. So we ended up with two. And I'll note that, we didn't have a whole lot of extra time to extend just due to the timing of getting into the new building. So we decided to move forward with those two bids. You can see they're quite different, but the low bid is within our budget. So we felt that it was reasonable to move forward. I will pause there and ask if you guys have any questions or comments. All right, seeing none, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 3?
Ricky, so moved.
And a second?
Haibu, second.
We have a motion from Ricky Erickson, a second from Hai Vu. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. I'll pass it over to Jenny to present award item 4.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 4 is a joint project with the city of Jacksonville. The scope of work includes engineering design for replacing and upsizing various mains and adding new fire hydrants throughout the project area. The Haskell Company is the recommended awardee in the amount of $223,963.38. We expect this project to be completed in September of 2023. And I will note the project will follow just a standard design bid build methodology. This is a project in the city's Better Jacksonville plan. And when the city bid this out, the city included JEA's scope of the utility replacement in the original solicitation. I will also note that JEA's utility construction work will be included in the city's future construction bid. And we will enter into a separate contract for the construction with the low bid contractor. Once that has taken place, likely a return to the awards committee, depending on the amount, but likely over that $300,000. So you guys will see the construction and a different award forthcoming. Any questions or comments?
So Jenny, that's the rationale for bringing this to awards, because it's anticipated that the total will exceed 300,000.
No, this one is just for the design, so it's CCNA. So anything over 35,000, we bring to the committee for design work. Yep.
Got it. Sorry, forgot.
No problem. And Laura, that for you, this is a per the statute. So our CCNA. It's a competitive consultants negotiation act, is something that we follow for the engineering, architecture. To sum it up, basically, we go out for the most qualified company based off of the scope. We ask for their design approach, methodology, their team, and then on the back end, we negotiate a final scope and fee with rates. So pricing is not included when we solicit the design proposals.
Is it a state statute or a local ordinance?
It is a Florida statute.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions or comments?
When this comes up for Rebecca's purpose, I sit on the Finance and Audit Committee of the Better Jacks plan. I don't see that as a conflict. This is a joint project where our costs are actually reduced because we're doing joint work together. But I'd like to state that for the record.
Thanks, Joe. we can have OGC weigh in. If you aren't comfortable voting on this, then we do have enough for everyone else to vote in your absence.
Yeah,
But
Just abstain for this.
I'll abstain just out of an abundance of caution.
okay, I think that's fine. Rebecca, do you have any issue with that?
The issue is that you're on the Better Jacksonville Committee,
Finance and Audit Committee.
Finance and Audit Committee. Yeah, I don't think that it would be a conflict of if you'd like to abstain out of an abundance of caution, you'll need to do a voting conflict form, and we can get that to you. But just off the top of my head, it's not. I don't think that it would be a conflict of interest.
I'll go ahead and execute that form, Rebecca.
Okay.
Thanks. I don't think it is either, but I've had this situation once before. It was ultimately cleared by OGC, but I don't want to play lawyer today. So.
Sure. Yeah, I encourage people to not play lawyer. Jenny, do you have Jenny, do you have a copy of the form, or would you like me to get one and send it out?
I do not have a copy of that. I think Willetta is on, and maybe she could chime in and work with Joe.
Yeah, if Willette, are you on the call?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you get a can you send a form so that we can make sure, via conflict form, so we can make sure that we've documented this appropriately?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Any other comments or questions? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thanks, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 4?
Habu, so moved.
And a second?
Ricky, second.
We have a motion from Hai Vu, a second from Ricky Erickson. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, motion is adopted. I'll pass it over to Jenny to present award item 5.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 5 is a contract increase. This is for our security services. This was a joint effort between JEA, COJ, the Sheriff's Office, JTA, JPA, to create a single solicitation, so collaborative effort to identify security services for all the agencies. JEA led that effort, and we put an award in place for First Coast Security Services, Inc. And we are asking the committee to increase the contract amount in the amount of $724,000. That will get us through September of 2022, which is the original end of the original 5-year term. We are in discussions with the other agencies, kind of as their, what their course of action looks like, who wants to participate in a new bid. We're pretty far along in creating those documents. And so I believe we have some participation, so we'll see how that ends up turning out. But for now, this will get us through September. I think we're ready to hit the street in the next week or so, probably sometime in mid-June. And I'll just note that this contract increase is based off of what our current burn rate is, which is approximately $72,000 per week. And the current rates will remain fixed for the contract term. We are going to go out and rebid as discussed. We do have a 1-year renewal option that we could execute. We had some preliminary discussions with the vendor, but their billable rate that they were presenting for the renewal was quite a large increase. And so Couple that with some performance issues that we've been seeing over kind of the last 6 months to a year of the contract. We've been working with them. We just had to issue a notice to cure. So we believe it's in the best interest to go back out. Let's rebid these services. Let's see where those rates fall in line with the market today. That is one of the issues that they are having, is getting employees based off of the current rates that we have established in the contract. So this would level set us, and we can go from there. We're also going to add some key performance metrics based on lessons learned from the performance issues that we're seeing today into the contract, tighten that up a little bit. Are there any questions or comments? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you. May I get a motion to approve award item 5?
Haibu, so moved.
And a second?
Joe Orfano, second.
We have a motion from Haibu, a second from Joe Orfano. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is adopted. I'll pass it over to Jenny to present our final award item.
Thank you. Through the chair, award number 6 is another contract increase. This is for repair and installation of our security fencing contract. Armstrong Fence Co. is our recommended awardee in the amount of $770,000. This contract will expire in November, the end of November of 2024. So we are still within that first 5-year term. When we originally came to the awards committee, they do their best to estimate what that 5 years looks like, but typically you will see us come back a couple of times in these longer term contracts when when new projects are identified that we didn't know about when we first put the award together. So this contract increase will, what we believe will, get us through what we know of. Maybe through the end of the term, we might be back, depending on what comes up and the budget that is available. I'll note that, that the return to the awards committee to add funds, we've got the projects to support it, so you'll see that back up. And as long as the supplier performs and the rates are, continue to be acceptable, you guys, we'll approach the committee as needed. Armstrong agreed to hold our labor rates, but they are struggling with some of the material prices. So we have agreed to a 15% cost plus markup rate on the materials where they're experiencing some volatility in the market. But they've been performing well, and we'd like to continue the contract with them through at least the initial 5-year term and then see where we go from there. Any questions or comments? All right, I'll pass it back to the chair for a vote.
Thank you, Jenny. May I get a motion to approve award item 6?
Ricky, so
Haibu,
moved.
so moved. Haibu, second.
We have a motion from Ricky Erickson, a second from Haibu. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is adopted. The entire agenda representing items 1 through 6 is approved for June 2nd, 2022. Is there any other business to come before the awards committee at this time?
I just want to make one note, Stephen, real quick for my team. Just make sure we reflect in the meeting minutes the discussion where Joe abstained from voting, from being on that finance and audit committee. I want to make sure we capture all of that in the meeting minutes. That's it.
All right, thank you, Jenny. Anything else? All right, thank you very much. We're adjourned.
Thank you.
Yeah, good
Thanks,
to see
everyone.
you all.
Thank you, everyone.